Joining me now, Democratic strategist Kevin Walling and the executive director for the American Principles Project, Terry Schilling. All right, Kevin, do you think, maybe we've had this conversation, but how much do you think this Hunter Biden question will come up tonight in the debate?
Well, Charles, I think it will, right? Given the timing of Hunter Biden's conversation on ABC today and tomorrow, there'll be more of that coming from ABC. And of course, I think that is obviously of interest to the moderators in Ohio tonight. According to Hillary's reporting, that's obviously likely to come up based on still outgoing questions about Joe Biden and his connections with Hunter.
So, Terry, Hunter Biden saying, yeah, I probably got the gig because my last name is Biden. That's just what happens with successful people, but nothing wrong, nothing illegal there. What could the political impact be if Joe Biden does not really address this the proper way tonight?
Look, I think that we've already seen this hurting Biden's chances at getting the nomination here, and it's become part and parcel with his decline. And while Liz Warren has been rising in the polls against him, I think he needs to come out of the gate. He needs to be aggressive. If I were giving him any advice, as this, I'm the son of a former congressman from Illinois, and so I know this issue when they go after kids, and I go heavy and I go hard against these guys for bringing my family involved in it. We make choices to run for office or not, and our families are part of that decision, but they aren't the ones that are jumping into this arena. And at the end of the day, this was Biden's decision to help his son or not help his son, and I think he needs to come out forcefully, take ownership of it, and take the heat off of his son, because right now it's really unfair to him.
Kevin, up until now they've been frenemies, but all eyes also on Sanders and Warren perhaps going at it, with Sanders calling her out earlier in the week, saying she's not really a true socialist.
Yeah, my eyes, of course, are going to be on Senator Sanders, of course, who's going to be on the debate stage for the first time since his heart attack 2 weeks ago. It'll be interesting to see that dynamic. Of course, the podium placement has Sanders on Biden's right and Elizabeth Warren on his left. So the former vice president is going to be in the middle of the two of them, and it'll be interesting to see the back and forth. I couldn't agree more with Terry's point about the children of political officials, though, and I do think the vice president will come out swinging tonight.
Terry, there have been reports that even though you have one billionaire on the stage tonight, there may be one spying from the wings. Michael Bloomberg, and the people are saying that if Sanders and Warren continue this momentum, particularly Warren, that might be enough to get him to jump into the fray. What do you think?
Look, I think this is great. I think there's been something missing from the Democratic field over the last several months, and that is that, you got candidates on the field that are talking about banning cars. They want to ban meat like hot dogs and hamburgers. They want to ban straws. But the missing piece is the guy that wants to ban big gulps. And we got that with Mike Bloomberg, and I think he completes that circle pretty well. I think it's going to be really interesting, but in all seriousness, Mike Bloomberg, he's just another elitist. He fits in perfectly with the socialists on that field who want to manage and run our lives every day. And it's going to be exciting because every one of these debates, it's like Christmas morning for us.
But Kevin, some are saying that in this particular field, Mike Bloomberg will look like a moderate who would protect capitalism.
Yeah, I mean, he ran the city of New York as a moderate. It's interesting to note he's worth $51 billion. He's indicated to some allies that he's be willing to spend upwards of $100 million if he got in this race. Could be an interesting dynamic. Of course, I think that's only if the vice president exits the race, and I don't see that happening anytime soon, Charles.
So if we see any reports of Bloomberg searching his sofa cushions for that $100 million, we know he's in. Gentlemen, thank you both very much. Appreciate it.
Happy anniversary, Charles. 12 great years.
Thank you very much. Hey.